the default mode network, when we are grievous, it's kind of destabilized and is trying to ask itself, the ego, who am I? You know, and this is actually throughout the whole process of the grievousness, this is a question of recreating our identity, finding our wholeness in our center again. So this collapse can feel very painful, but there is a possibility in there. Because when the story of the self is disintegrating, well, once again, new neural pathways can form. And something, a part of our brain called anterior cingulate cortex. And this part is bridging emotion and decision-making. It's kind of beginning to recruit new neural circuits in our brain. So slowly, the brain is learning a new map of self-love and love. And this is the map that includes absence as presence. Very interesting. So, from a shamanic perspective, we can say that this is a lot like soul retrieval. Because these are, in a way, fragments which are scattered in trauma, and we're kind of calling them home back to us. So the luminous body can be torn by this rupture of grief, and is kind of beginning to knit new threads, light threads around itself to protect itself. So let's say and look at the grief through breath. So every grief that we are experiencing is in a way also a practice of breath. So we can look at it from our remembrance. So in the first gasp of loss, the breath is collapsing, as we know, and when we get shocked or something, we kind of, so the breath is always involved in the process of grieving, grievousness, and it's affected very much. So in healing, when we heal, for example, the opposite, well, the breath is deepened, and we are much more aware to stay connected to these very deep inhalations and exhalations, which also then is feeding our brains with much more oxygen and stabilizing our immune system. So in Kero tradition, grief is like exhaled through fire ceremony, to the ceremony of release. And the smoke of the fire is carrying grief to the stars. The ancestors can transmute the grief into wisdom